You don't have to love something to make it stronger. You only have to keep feeding it. Fear, resentment, comparison, distraction, self-condemnation. Attention is nutrition, and whatever receives your attention eventually asks for more. Even resistance requires attention. People think they're fighting thoughts. Attention doesn't distinguish between love and hate. It responds to repetition. What receives your attention receives reinforcement. People feed what they hate every day. They rehearse worst-case scenarios. They replay old conversations. They revisit old wounds. They consume fear and obsess over criticism. They keep trying to defeat the very thing that they're strengthening. Have you been feeding the thing that you've been praying to overcome? In Romans 8:5, it says, "Those who live according to the Spirit set their minds on the things of the Spirit." Attention determines direction. Whatever receives your focus becomes easier to return to, and starving something feels painful. Silence feels uncomfortable. Peace feels boring. Stillness feels lonely. The old pathway begins screaming. Withdrawal appears. The urge becomes louder. Your brain treats unfamiliarity like danger. That's why change can feel wrong, even when it's healthy. Chaos once comforted you. Distraction protected you. Approval made you feel safe. Unhealthy things can become companions. And when you stop feeding them, something inside you feels empty. Your nervous system is learning how to live without what it once depended on. The pain isn't always proof that you lost something valuable. Sometimes it's the cost of growing beyond what once kept you alive. People mistake that resistance for failure. Resistance is often the evidence that something is changing. Psalms 1 describes a tree planted beside streams of water. Trees draw nourishment from whatever they're planted beside. Eventually, the fruit reveals the source. The same is true in your life. Everything grows according to what keeps feeding it. Strength is accumulated in private. Long before crowds arrived, Jesus had already decided what would receive his attention. He withdrew, he prayed, he fasted, he stayed close to the Father, he fed truth before opposition. He fed purpose before popularity. He invested deeply instead of widely. He was strengthening what the world could not see. Healthy things often feel weak in the beginning. Prayer feels quiet. Stillness feels unfamiliar. Discipline feels costly. Deep work feels slow. People walk away too early, mistaking unfamiliarity for ineffectiveness. In Philippians 4:8, it says, "Whatever things are true, whatever things are noble, whatever things are just, meditate on these things." Every moment of attention is an investment. Every investment strengthens something. People feed anxiety while starving peace. Comparison while starving gratitude. Distraction while starving purpose. Approval while starving authenticity. Bitterness while starving joy. You don't become what you fight. You become what you feed. Agency is choosing what deserves your attention before something else chooses it for you. Every day, something is getting stronger. And if attention is nutrition, what have you been feeding?